Hello, my name is Torenn. I'm from the Solomon Islands. I'm the winner of the 2022 Fish Nation Writers Festival. So, yeah, I'm so thrilled, super excited to be part of the Fish Nation Writers Festival. My book is published under the Fish Nation Writers Festival and is now available online for those who are interested. The title of the book is The Bandits Amongst Us. And the story is based on the island of Guadalcanal in Solomon Islands. In between 1999 and 2000, there's an ethnic crisis in the Solomon Island, and as a result, the soldiers from Australian force, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Samoa, Vanuatu, all the Pacific countries, they kind of form what they call the Regional Assistance Mission to Solomon Islands. And the story is kind of the plot of the story is kind of taken over from after they signed the peace, Townsville peace agreement in year 2000. So that's a bit the background of the story. After I did the winner of the book prize, First Nation writers contacted me if I'm interested to publish the book. So it's since I'm a first-time writer and I'm not familiar with the publication and such, First Nation Writers team have to support me, and we got a copyright, and then we established the publication. My dad is actually a vivid reader. He reads a lot of novels, and at the early age, I somehow got hooked some of his books, just scanning through the books without actually knowing what it was a content. And yeah, there's several books. I remember this one about the Bermuda Triangle and other books. Yeah, so I'm introduced to novel at the early age, and then it's kind of stuck with me. I put together a project about the book. I wrote the book is kind of in a draft form, and I'm not really sure what the next step is. So, and I saw this First Nation Writers Festival call for submission of the manuscript. So, and then I contact the First Nation writer if I can get involved, and they say, look, we're happy to receive manuscript around the Greater Pacific, and they set the criteria, which is 70 to 90,000 words. So actually I have to cut some of the parts just to meet the criteria, and then I submit. So that's why, that's our process, how I get involved with the First Nation Writer Festival. Yeah, for the writers around the Greater Pacific, I think encourage, especially those who are good at creative. We have a lot of writers around the region. We have a lot of stories to be told, and writers just need to come up and share the stories. Like the avenue, like the First Nation Writers Festival, is calling for submissions from the Greater Pacific, and who knows, you can be the next writer through the First Nation Writers Festival. So, now my book is published, I'm super excited. Like, it's my first time. It's a different feeling publishing a book. Like, the whole process of writing is, you have to go through a lot of, sometimes you have to have a self-doubt if you're gonna complete the project or not. And then a lot of disturbance, especially if you work, full-time job, or you have the family things to attend to. But you just don't have to give up. If you have a strong mind to complete the project, you can do it. Slowly there are opportunities coming up for Pacific writers. The big hassle for the Pacific writers is to get published. There are main reasons. One is for Pacific writers is that the cultural context of our story sometimes cannot go through the publishing company because they have to cut and edit most of the parts. This is one thing. And also for Pacific writers, we don't have what called some kind of mentor, someone to guide us through the project. So those are some of the challenges Pacific writers, and having the platform as First Nation writers, I think this very encouraging for Pacific writers.
We're fingers crossed for some really good sales, and obviously for good media. If any of you would like to, share these stories or share the story of this award, I'd like to sum up by saying, in 40 years, all the research I did, and I used to do that for a living, I could not find another full-length book in English by someone with generations of culture from the Solomon Islands. 40 years. If that had happened in Australia, where we said no books from anybody Indigenous to Australia in 40 years, which probably did happen 40 years ago, then that would be pretty shocking. So to have had the courage to do that and succeed so well, it's really good.
I've been asked a lot of questions, like, have you been writing before, publish something? To be honest, this is my first project. Writers around the region, Greater Pacific, can get involved by submitting their manuscript to the First Nation Writers Festival. So it's like an annual thing. So it happens, I think the deadline is April every year. So you just have to submit, be it a short story or a novel. So if you have a short story, you can also publish, share with the First Nation Writers Festival. They have the page on Facebook, and also they have a web page. Yeah, it's a First Nation Writers Festival.